All rise. Municipal Court of Battleground, Richfield, and the Center is now in session. The Honorable Whitney Hoff is now presiding.
Thanks, you can be seated. Okay, so it's my understanding we have some people present in the courtroom ready to have their cases called. Is Kennedy Johansson here? All right, Ms. Johansson, come on up. All right, so Ms. Johansson, you are on today to review your compliance with the conditions of your sentence. I have a note here that you still need to do 7 days of work crew, a mental health evaluation, and a 2-day anger management class. It looks like you maybe did a 4-hour anger management class, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So where are we at on the remainder of your conditions?
So from my understanding, I wasn't aware that had to be 2 days. Because there's not like I just brought the paperwork to kind of go over it, but it doesn't say like a certain amount of time on it. So that was like kind of a misunderstanding on my part. But I was also informed that it had to be through a Washington state provider. So I just have to, I guess, do a little bit more research into that and schedule something for that.
Okay. And it looks like this is one of the cases that the current prosecutor has a conflict on. So we don't have a prosecutor's input today. Let me just take a look at something real quick. Okay. So how much time do you think you need to get these conditions done?
So the offense was on the 11th of April last year. And I am trying to get it off my record so I can like proceed with my life. So I don't know if you can like extend it. I believe work crew is on Friday through Monday, correct?
Mhm.
So I would just need to be able to get those days done that I'm assigned before then so I can get it off.
Okay. Well, what we can do today is reassign the conditions. This case is getting kind of old,
Right.
so I would guess, you just don't have a lot more opportunities to get this done before,
Right.
there's a motion to revoke the stay. If you want to keep this off your criminal record, this is something you absolutely need to be making a priority.
Mhm.
Right now, I can tell you, you're not making it a priority, so something's gonna need to change with that, okay? So let's see, so are you asking to set this over maybe 45 days or a month?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Just for your honor, first stay is that June of this year, June 23rd.
Okay, so what's a good court date, maybe 6 weeks out?
April 27th.
Okay. Your next court date is gonna be April 27th at 1:30. The expectation is that you're gonna come back and you're gonna have all of these things done.
Okay.
And is your honor accepting the 4-hour?
Let's see. This was a DV, but it was with a roommate, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, it doesn't look like you have other criminal history, so yeah, I'll accept the 4-hour class,
Thank you.
not have you redo that to do the full 2 days. I'll note that here on the memo. Okay. All right, thanks. You can step over there. All right. Rachel Beck. All right, Ms. Beck, it's my understanding that you're required to do a substance abuse evaluation as part of your conditions of sentence. It doesn't look like that has been completed. Have you had a chance to get your substance abuse evaluation done?
I got the assessment done, but so it's through Lifeline
Mhm,
and they want me to call on Monday to do my intake.
mhm.
They're like pushing it out a couple weeks because I guess they're pretty booked.
Okay,
So I'm just asking for more time to actually be able to get it done.
okay. Ms. Carmen, does the city have a position on that?
We would not object to some sort of set over. We do want it a little bit shorter. We have received input from family in this case that substances are not being abstained from, which is part of the conditions as well. So we need to get on board here pretty quickly. So a short set over would be acceptable.
Okay, so maybe 2 weeks out over.
Let's do, when do you do your intake?
So I have to call on Monday for them to set up the intake, but she told me that it was like 2 weeks out.
Let's do 4 weeks, Your Honor.
Okay,
But just get it done. Okay,
okay. So we'll do the April 20th date.
I think that works.
Okay, so that condition is reassigned. Please just make sure you get it done by your next court date.
Okay,
So next court date, April 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
thank you.
All right, Ashley DeLong.
Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. Okay, you can talk to the judge.
Hi. All right, so Mr. Long, you're here today for compliance review to see if you're in compliance with the conditions of your sentence. It looks like the obligations you still have outstanding are 16 hours of community service and a mental health evaluation. Where are we at on getting those done?
I have my mental health evaluation paper, I just went to jail. So my situation is a little complicated. My ex knew I needed to get this stuff done and he purposely prevented me from doing anything to get my name cleared. So I didn't get my community service done.
Okay.
I don't have money because he made me homeless, so I can't pay him trial fees or anything.
Okay,
I'm actually negative in my account.
okay. Does that look like a good mental health evaluation?
Well, it's a mental health visit.
I do have set up for outpatient care. They have that through Kaiser. So I did have that scheduled. I did an orientation for it. For the health care. They wouldn't give me documentation. I do have an appointment to show that I did do orientation for it to go forward.
Okay. So how long is outpatient supposed to be?
I can't remember exactly. They said they, I believe 2 or 3 times a week, like a video call. It's supposed to, either they're supposed to, help you figure out a way to, just calm yourself in crises and how to,
Okay. So, what does that stuff say?
Yeah, here, you can hand this up to the judge. And Your Honor, the city certainly understands since the time of entering this stay, the alleged victim in this case has now also become a defendant in the court with Ms. DeLong. Since entering the stay, becoming an alleged victim. There's a lot of complicating factors here. Frankly, I understand, the city understands why she would want to seek care with her established providers rather than going to like a lifeline or something like that. So I think the city's perspective would be certainly a set out to review for the community service compliance. I would probably propose that the mental health evaluation portion be deemed compliant, and then we would be just monitoring that she's staying in active mental health treatment.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Thank you for bringing this in.
I want to add another thing, is that I was making the effort to do my community service and pay my trial fee, and unfortunately, he decided to cause problems a couple weeks before my trial, and he knew I needed everything done.
Mhm.
He urgently pushed me to do my mental health evaluation, and then I ended up losing my job because of him, and it's the second job I've lost because of him. And I have no stability to even do anything.
Okay,
I'm living out of my car in a storage unit.
okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Sounds like you're going through a rough time. So today we're just gonna have you continue with the mental health treatment that's been recommended. So next time you come to court, just bring proof that you're continuing to do that. So that's a really good job. And then we're just reassigning the 16 hours of community service. How long do you think you need to get that done?
And I could easily, since he's not involved in any part of my life, I can easily do that now.
Okay.
It was just him knowing that I was trying to desperately get my name cleared, that he didn't want that.
Okay.
And Your Honor, this is a fairly new stay. The city is
Mhm.
comfortable with a kind of standard 3 month set out to review all of it.
Okay. What's a good date? 3 months out?
June 15th.
Okay. June 15th. Does that work for you?
That's good for us.
Jarrett Cothran? All right, so Mr. Cothran, it looks like you were ordered to do, or you have 8 days of work you need to get done, and you need to complete an anger management evaluation and comply with recommended treatment. Where are we at on getting those things
I
completed?
have 3 days left to work through. I know that because I just talked to Devin.
Okay,
And then the anger management, I actually called both of the places. I called in the courtroom like a week ago and asked for the other place since Healthy Decisions was not answering me.
mhm,
And their voicemail says they're closed to like January 3rd or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
So it's been weird.
okay,
And then I left the other place a voicemail and nothing yet.
okay.
So I don't know if they're just super busy or if they didn't get it.
So it looks like you were before Judge Wheeler in December.
Yeah.
So 3 months ago. And 3 months ago, you had to get 8 days of work crew done.
Mhm.
You've only done 5.
Yeah, I have 3 more days left.
Okay, so when do you think you're gonna get those done?
I can probably do a day this weekend. I'm busy at work. I'm a dock worker down in Portland, so we're slammed with shifts and everything. this weekend and probably next weekend. I could just start taking days off if I have to.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do that. Ms. Crummy, what is the city's position?
Because there has been some progress on a work crew and, I think Judge Wheeler's standard term is at least 1 day every 30 days. I think he has substantially complied with Wheeler's order, but for the anchor evaluation. So perhaps on this one, a 2-month set out, we're getting a little bit close to the end of the stay. Maybe give you 8 weeks, give the defendant 8 weeks to come back and have work crew completed and that evaluation to us.
Okay. Okay. All right, and what is a good court date? 2 months out?
2 months, you said,
Yes.
May 18th.
And I have written down, it's 8 days work crew outstanding. Can anyone confirm it's 3?
I had 8 days, but I don't always get the most recent updates.
Are you asking how many days I have left?
It's
Mhm.
the judge has a sheet up there that shows when you've done it since last
Okay.
appearance.
Okay.
Okay, yep, 3 days outstanding. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, next time you appear, make sure the work crew is done, completely done. You're gonna need to get an anger evaluation somewhere. If
I'll
you
keep
can't
blowing
get it,
their phones.
yeah, I mean, if you can't get it somewhere locally, look in other jurisdictions. It just needs to be a Washington State certified treatment provider.
Okay.
All right, I might take some, let's see. We start taking some attorney matters or?
Yes, yeah, I think we have a few ready.
All right, Mr. Carrasco, who are you here for? Mr. Carrasco's not available. Oh,
Oh, there I am. Sorry about that. Judge, I'm here on a couple matters. I'm here on Taylor Price and Santiago Mauricio. There's also a David Kachenko with a TKACH.
okay. And do you expect your clients to appear in person or on Zoom?
Zoom.
Okay, it sounds like we might have Mr. Tachenko on Zoom.
We also have Taylor Price just joined the Zoom
Okay.
here.
All right, let's call Mr. Tachenko's case first. Mr. Tachenko, are you on the line?
Yes,
All right, so it looks like this case is before me for a compliance review. It looks like there are 2 days of work crew outstanding. He has not completed any work crew since being assigned on December 15th.
And Your Honor, in speaking to Mr. Tachenko, he had called the work crew line, but apparently it was 30 days after it was assigned. So he was told to come into court and ask for it to be reassigned. He didn't realize he had 30 days since the court date to sign up. He thought it was 30 days. The judge did tell him 30 days, but he thought he had to do one every 30 days after he signed up. So we're asking for one more reassignment on this, and he's going to sign up this week. Right, David?
Yes, that's correct.
Army City's position.
No objection. I think this will be the first reassign and the city is fine with that.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chachenko, I'm gonna reassign the 2 days of work crew without penalty.
Okay.
When would we like to come back and review compliance on this again?
June 15th.
June
we should have
15th.
it done by then.
Okay,
Agreed.
all right, next court date is gonna be June 15th at 1:30.
Okay,
Please make sure you keep in touch with Mr. Carrasco, and more importantly, get signed up for your 2 days of work crew and get it done.
yes, okay, sounds good.
We could ask them to sign up within the next 24 hours.
Okay, please call in and get signed up within the next 24 hours.
Okay,
Right, David, you're good to go.
thank you so much.
All right, next one looks like we have is Taylor Price.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Price, are you here on the Zoom?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right. And he's appearing today for readiness. Mr. Carrasco, how would you like to move forward?
We'd like to continue this, Your Honor, so we can complete some conditions. We're asking for that June 15th date with a waiver commencing on that day.
Mhm. And Ms. Carney, any objection?
No objection. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Price, your case is being set over to June 15th. In order to do that, you need to enter a waiver of your speedy trial. You have a constitutional right to have your case taken to trial within 60 days of the day of your arraignment or the last time you waived if you're in custody, or 90 days if you're out of custody. The proposal is to have you waive your right to a speedy trial with a commencement date of June 15th, which would give the city 90 days from that date to have your case taken to trial. Do you feel like you understand your right to a speedy trial, and are you willing to waive that right with the commencement date of June 15th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm finding your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. I've signed the waiver. Next court date, June 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All previously set release conditions will remain as set. So as a reminder, that is random UAs, no consumption of alcohol or non-prescribed drugs, no driving without a valid license and insurance, and that you remain law abiding. You're also on administrative pretrial release, so continue to comply with all of those conditions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, Taylor, you're good to go.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Carrasco is your last one. Santiago Mauricio, is he,
Right here.
oh, all right, he's here in person. Come on up. Looks like you are here for readiness today. Mr. Carrasco, what are we doing with Mr. Mauricio's case?
And we'd like to set it to the June 15th date as well to go over, well, for him to complete some conditions and to make arrangements with work. We're willing to waive speedy trial and commencing on that day.
All right, Ms. Carney, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Mauricio, the proposal is to set your case over to June 15th. In order to set your case over that far, you need to enter a waiver of your right to a speedy trial. You have a constitutional right to have your case taken to trial within 60 days following the date of your arraignment or the last time you waived speedy trial if you're in custody. If you're out of custody, it's 90 days. So the proposal is to waive speedy with a commencement date of June 15th, 2023, which would give the city 90 days from that date to have your case taken to trial. Do you understand your right to a speedy trial, and are you willing to waive that right with a commencement date of June 15th?
Yes, I'm willing to waive it.
Okay. I'm finding your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. I've signed off on the waiver. All your previously set release conditions will remain the same. Next court date is June 15th at 1:30.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Carly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
is on Zoom, And then Jessica Benson, and it's a review. Should be a very long.
All right, Mr. Carly, it sounds like you have Jessica Vincent appearing on Zoom.
I do, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So it's my understanding, we're on for review today. It looks like she needs to get a substance abuse evaluation and victims panel completed. Is that right?
My understanding is that the evaluation and the panel have already been completed. If I'm not mistaken, the only thing to address today is just her compliance with that evaluation.
Okay. All right, Ms. Carmi, what is the city's position?
My understanding is that the most recent treatment compliance report indicated fair compliance with treatment. Is that, am I reading the most recent one, Mr. Carly?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then, so, all in all, it's better than,
We need the eval to know how long the treatment is. We don't have the evaluation.
oh, we
on
don't have the eval.
file. We don't have the eval and we don't have the panel.
Do you have we've gotten the treatment reports, which usually come after the eval, so do you know if she has the eval?
Yes, she does have that eval. I believe that has been sent over, but if not, let me double check on that.
Hold on 1 second. I think I have a yeah, I think I have an eval. I have an eval.
Can you send it to us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Carly, I do have the eval. What I was actually noting beyond the fair compliance, which I guess is better than 4, but hopefully we can set a further review and the next report will be a little more promising, but it looks like she was making payments that did not go through to the court also. So the financial side of this compliance is lacking.
And then do we have the victims panel completed?
We
I
do
believe
have-
at the last memo of disposition, there should be something on there indicating that the court has received the victims
We
panel.
do, yes, we do have the victims impact panel completed.
Okay. So mainly today, we're here to address compliance with treatment.
You don't have that either. I'll send them both to you. Thank you.
And payments. Okay. So Ms. Benson, you're here on Zoom. The first report that we got from treatment was poor. That was in October. And now we have one in March saying fair. So it just seems like we're still struggling to be in good standing with your treatment provider, which is not a good situation. You know, it looks like total in treatment, you've had 7 positive UAs. So, you know, again, it's important to show up and complete the UAs. We'd prefer to see that they're clean. Even if they're dirty, it's also important that you just attend your treatment sessions, which also sounds like you're not doing very well. So, you know, I'm happy to set this over to give you another chance to get in better compliance with treatment. But, you know, we're gonna need to see more effort from you, okay?
I understand. We do appreciate the court's patience with Ms. Vinson. I guess if I could shed some light on some of those missed groups or those missed UAs.
Sure.
The treatment agency that she has been working with, they are open from 9 to 5. Miss Vinson works from 7 to 7, and it is very difficult for her to take time off work for fear of losing her employment. And so that's been a little bit of a difficult balancing act for her.
Okay. Ms. Carmi, would you like to set this over to June or something shorter?
Let's see, this is not a stay, so we're not up against the super tight deadline. So I would, 3 months is fine.
Okay. Ms. Vinson, we're gonna have you come back June 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. At that time, you know, we fully expect for you to be in good standing with treatment, not poor, not fair, good.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Curley, is that your only matter?
No, Your Honor, I do have one client who is physically present in court today, Mr. Gottschall.
Is there a Michael Gottschall? Come on up.
And Jessica, if you'd like to, you are okay to hang up now.
Thank you
June
very
15th will be
much.
our next court date, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Curley, Mr. Gottschall is here for readiness today. What would you like to do with this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gottschall is diligently working on his license. In fact, one of the requirements is getting cleared away in Oregon, and he has done that. The only thing that remains for Oregon is just taking his driver's test. That is right around the corner. And so we are hoping that he will be very soon reinstated. There is an offer in this case to amend this criminal charge down to a simple traffic ticket if we can show proof of that reinstatement, and he is almost there. So we are simply asking to reset his trial date. I would ask the court to consider scheduling him to come back to court in about a month from now.
Okay, any objections from the city?
No, Your Honor, city certainly appreciates people getting reinstated and hopes that we'll resolve it at the next readiness.
All right, Mr. Curley, would you like April 20th or April 27th?
My preference would be for the 20th. Mike, do you think that'll be enough time for you? April 20?
Sure.
And do we need a waiver?
We are. Let me get there real quick, Your Honor. We do. We didn't waive at last appearance, so we're about 60 days into right now.
Okay. And Mr. Curley, have you talked to your client about a waiver?
To be candid with the court, I have not gone over his right to a speedy trial with him, but I anticipate we would be happy to waive.
Okay.
Mike, in order to buy us additional time, just that we can get your license squared away and take advantage of the city's offer, we would have to waive our right to a speedy trial. So I want you to think back to last time we were in court. We told the judge that it was okay to restart that 90-day trial clock over again. And then at that last court date, it bought us additional time. Because we're requesting just a little bit more time, we would have to tell the court it's okay to restart that 90-day trial clock over again once more. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have, feel like you've had adequate time to talk with your attorney about your right to a speedy trial? All right, based on Mr. Curley's recitation on the record, you're indicating that you understand and that you'd like to waive. So finding that your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. We'll do a waiver just commencing today, since it sounds like you just want a 1 month set over. All right, all previous release conditions remain as set. Next court date, April 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Make sure you keep in touch with Mr. Carley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Carmi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I also have a matter with Ms. Kaufman that's an infraction reduction for your signature.
Okay,
Just let me know when you're ready and I'll bring it up.
I am ready.
Okay.
Okay, this is a case of Jack Mondi. Ms. Kaufman, are we expecting your client to be present?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. No, I let him know since it's an infraction, I can handle it for him and he can stay at work.
Okay. So, this is Jack Mondi, originally charged with driving while suspended in the 3rd degree. The agreement of the parties is to reduce the criminal charge of driving while suspended down to the non-criminal infraction of failure to display of license. He'll pay a fine of $139 and a filing fee of $150. Okay. All right, anything else we need to do on this case?
Nothing at all. Thank you.
All right, yep, thanks, have a good day. Looks like we have Mr. Walker on the line. Mr. Walker, who do you have on this docket?
Tony Jensen, and she's on Zoom. I can see her.
Okay. All right, so it's my understanding Ms. Jensen is here for readiness. Mr. Walker, how would you like to move forward?
Your Honor, we're asking for some additional time. There's a couple remaining issues. One is a witness interview, but I think the city's dropped him from the list. The other one is obtaining medical records. And Ms. Carmi has agreed to have her alleged victim execute a release to streamline that process. It's an out-of-state hospital that we're seeking medical records from.
Okay, and Ms. Carmi, any objection to the set over?
No, Your Honor, I understand we're doing a waiver with that, so no objection no objection from the city.
That's correct.
Mr. Walker, when would you like the waiver to commence?
We can just pick the date we come back. That's fine.
And how far are you asking to push this out?
Ms. Carmi, if I may address you directly, 60 days, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's suitable. Yeah.
All right, so what is a good court date 2 months out?
May 25th, or you want to go to June 1st?
May 25th or June 1st, Mr. Walker?
June 1st, Your Honor.
And let's see. Okay, we do have Ms. Jensen present. Okay, so Ms. Jensen, the proposal today is to set over your case to give your attorney more time to complete an investigation prior to trial. The proposal is to set your matter over to June 1st. In order to do that, you would need to waive your right to a speedy trial. You have a constitutional right to have your case taken to trial within 60 days of the day of your arraignment or the last time you waived speedy if you were in custody. The timeline is 90 days if you're out of custody. The proposal is to have you waive speedy commencing June 1st, which would give the city 90 days from that date to take your case to trial. Do you understand your right to a speedy trial, and are you willing to waive that right with the commencement date of June 1st?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finding your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. I've signed the waiver. Next court date will be June 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. All previously set conditions will remain.
Yes, Your Honor.
Seems like Mr. Anderson won't be ready.
Okay. Mr. Walker, was that your only case?
That's all I have. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good day.
Thank
All right.
you.
Mr. Anderson, do you have a case ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it's Mr. Stoll. He should be in the court. I believe he's walking up right now.
Oh, there you go. He is.
Okay, Stephen Stoll.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case is on today for readiness. Mr. Anderson, how would you like to move forward?
Your Honor, it's a agreed upon setup. I've already talked to Ms. Carmi, and we're agreeing to set this over. I'm asking for 60 to 90 days. There's been some new information that has come to light. I believe it's important for us to investigate this information before we decide how to proceed. I think it's going to be beneficial not only for our side, but also for the court and the prosecution to know this information once we are able to kind of flesh it out further. So with that being said, we're asking for that set over.
Ms. Carmi, any objection to the set over?
No, Your Honor.
And do we need a waiver?
We do, I believe. How far out are you going, Mr. Anderson?
Sometime between 60 and 90 days. I would say
yeah.
probably closer to 90, and the reason for it being mental health evaluations, what we're going to be seeking. It's going to be recommended through Healthy Decisions, and then the mental health evaluation does take a little bit more time to receive because they have a backlog currently. The guy is going to be doing the evaluation. He specializes in the type of treatment as well. So we want him to actually be doing that one. We're
Okay,
sending him to a specific person for this purpose.
yeah, and so
Uh,
let's go ahead and waive Speedy if your client doesn't mind, so we can effectuate that kind of longer set over because Speedy commenced today.
Yeah, so do you want to do a waiver commencing June 15th?
That would work, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Stoll, so you're appearing for readiness today. The proposal is to set your case over to give you more time to have the matter investigated, complete a mental health evaluation. In order to do that, you would need to waive your right to a speedy trial. You have a constitutional right to have your case taken to trial within 60 days of the day of your arraignment or the last time you waived, if you are in custody, and 90 days if you're out of custody. The proposal is to have you waive commencing June 15th, which would give the city 90 days from that date to have your case taken to trial. Do you understand that you have the right to a speedy trial, and are you willing to waive that right with the commencement date of June 15th?
Yes, I'm willing to waive it.
Okay. Finding your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. We'll enter a waiver commencing that date, set your case over to June 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All previously set release conditions will remain in place. Just be sure to keep in touch with your attorney.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Carmi.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like we've cleared out our attorney matters. Are there any other matters we have ready?
Your Honor, we have a pro se pretrial, Kenneth, is it Lau? Who, Your Honor, typically the pro se pretrials would just speak to me.
Okay.
But in speaking with Mr. Lau, am I pronouncing your last name
Low.
correct? Low, thank you. Mr. Low, he indicated he'd like to be rescreened for a court appointed attorney today.
Okay. The file.
He might be in the very, very back before the infraction.
Okay. Let me just step off and grab my cheat sheet really quick. There's no need to get up. Stay seated. Okay, so Mr. Lau. Are you receiving any sort of state or federal benefits such as food stamps, disability, TANF, anything like that?
No,
Okay, and are you employed?
yeah,
What do you do for work?
I take care of the farm,
Okay, and what would you say your, average monthly income is?
right about 2,000,
And how many people do you support?
just me.
Okay. So, you are above the guidelines for qualifying for a court-appointed attorney. This is a driving while suspended. So, do we still do the near indigent list?
We had started it and we haven't
have one. The best we could do is find a partial indigent. Then he would need to pay the 300 within 30 days.
Oh, yeah, we've done that before.
Okay,
And then in your return to court order, we would just indicate pay 300 by X date.
So I can appoint an attorney to you for the cost of $300 that you would need to pay within 30 days. Based on the fact that you unfortunately don't meet the guidelines for free counsel, I can't just appoint one outright.
I guess that's bad for me then. At the end of the month, when I'm done with all my bills, I usually have like maybe $50 left.
Yeah,
Your Honor, do you mind if I ask this one real quick?
sure.
Do you anticipate getting license reinstatement?
No, I've never had a license.
Oh, I was gonna have a proposal. but-
Right. Yeah, no, I know where you're
Okay.
going with that. Okay, so yeah, and unfortunately, we're in a situation where, for a one person, if you're just supporting yourself, the poverty guideline would need to be, $1,518 per month. Your income would need to be that or lower. If you're just supporting yourself within your household, in order to qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So, you are above that guideline. So the options are you can represent yourself and talk directly to the prosecuting attorney. They are able to offer you certain alternatives if you're able to reinstate your license, but it sounds like maybe that's not a route that is going to be possible.
Well, I wouldn't be in this mess if the state would actually say I could have my license, but
Mhm.
past history of epilepsy, they say I can't have one.
Okay. So yeah, this is something where you could try to present mitigating circumstances by talking to the prosecuting attorney, see what they're willing to offer you. The other option is to have me appoint an attorney, but you would have to pay their fee of $300 within 30 days. That's kind of what we call an almost indigent standard. But based on, the guidelines we have, the nature of the charge that you're facing, I don't feel like I can and appoint an attorney to you at public expense.
I guess I'll have to just defend myself then.
Okay. And would you like time to try and speak with the prosecuting attorney today, or would you like to set this over so that you and her can talk on the phone or email about your case and try to work out a resolution or set the case? for
Well,
trial?
I'd like to try and work out a resolution. I don't know if that's possible right now or.
Let's do, he has his readiness, Your Honor, set for April 13. So what my legal assistant had chatted with you briefly about is we'll give you my business card again, make sure you have all of my contact information, and we will be in touch with you before April 13. So your next mandatory appearance is still April 13.
Okay,
Okay. All right. So come back here April 13th. Keep in touch with Ms. Carmi in her office, and hopefully you'll be able to get it taken care of on that date. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you're
Did
done.
you get my card?
Mm,
Oh, here you go. Thank you.
All right, any other matters that are ready?
That I'm aware of. I know Mr. Moore here in the front row, it's a conflict for me. He's with Mr. Busby. I don't anticipate Mr. Busby will appear.
Okay,
And he's on for review.
gotcha. All right, Mr. Moore, you can come on up. Hi. Okay, so you are on today for compliance review. Let's see, it says here. You've got some electronic home confinement you need to get signed up for.
Yes, I need to do that, but also I had a DNA test. They
Mhm.
wanted me to take a DNA test and get a whole bunch of mental health evaluation. and
Yep.
Psych evaluation,
Mhm.
and I got all those. However, my car got stolen and I just barely got, I was living in the car for a while and I just barely got it back and it had the I didn't know who to call for the bracelet. And it had the information in my car and to get my car out of impound, it was $1,100. And I'm kind of, poor.
Okay,
So I heard the monitor was like $500. But I'm not certain. I called them. I called a couple places and I found like I could afford it, but I'm not sure exactly where you guys want me to go.
okay.
But I got everything else. Yes.
Well, it looks like you've been referred to 2Watch, is that right?
I don't know. I didn't know which one.
Okay, is that who we're going through is 2Watch for the, yeah, so. I mean, you just need to go back to them, so it looks like. You had a required start date of March 2nd. And that didn't happen.
I didn't even know that. But like I said, my car was, I just barely got the information.
Okay,
And I memorized that I had the other things, so I got the other things done first.
okay. And did you say you did complete a mental health evaluation?
Yes, I did.
Where did you do that?
I got it all here, it was at, Columbia River.
Columbia River Mental Health. What do they recommend?
I don't know, I haven't even opened it.
Oh, okay. Can I bring it to me? Thanks. So, looks like you did this on February 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's important that you open it so that you can see what treatment's recommended, because you need to be doing the treatment that they recommend.
They didn't, I just said I needed something for court.
Yeah.
Also,
And have you been back there? Okay, so I'm seeing February 2nd, March 10th, March 7th.
I've been, they made me go, like 4 or 5 times just to get an appointment. I had to go there like 4 or 5 times and wait. And then, I guess you go 4 days, and if you don't get an appointment by then, they just give you an appointment.
Okay,
So I went like 4 or 5 times to get an appointment, and then I got an appointment, and then I had to go back 3 times to get my paperwork.
okay.
It was a drawn out process.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you got the evaluation done.
First, okay.
Level 1 outpatient. So I would suggest you get back in touch with them so that you can start complying with your level 1 outpatient treatment.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but you know, this does show that you went there multiple days to get this completed, so that's good. Okay, so that's good progress. So yeah, just keep going to Columbia River so you can comply with their treatment that they've recommended. You do need to get the electronic home confinement done.
Will I be able to go to the treatment?
Yep,
That,
yeah, so they let you do basic things like go to treatment, go to the grocery store, stuff like that, as long as it's during approved times. So, it sounded like cost was a barrier for you. How much time do you need to get set up on, for the 26 days of EHC?
how much is, oh, I thought it was 24, but anyway, how much is that? that gonna cost you then?
I don't know. I think you'd need to contact them, but if they told you $500, I mean, that doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility.
I know that's doable. I just paid 1,100 to get my car out.
Mhm. Okay. So if I reassign the electronic home confinement and say that you need to get it started by April 17th, is that doable? Okay. Okay, and let's see. What's a good date? Maybe 2 months out to review. May,
I think you just leave it April 17th, or did you, oh, you wanted him on by April 17th.
yeah,
You said 2 months out,
yeah.
let's do May 25th.
All right, so your next court date is gonna be May 25th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm gonna put down here, we're also gonna review your compliance with your mental health treatment, okay? All right. Mhm. And is this something that you want us to keep the copy of?
I'm not sure.
It's your mental health treatment, the thing that you just handed me,
Yeah,
the big packet? Okay, do
Um,
you need us to make a copy and give it back to you? Okay, is that something Carol you can do? Okay, perfect.
I don't want to lose that.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Mr. Moore. You can step over there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
And Your Honor, we also have Emily Alcantar here. She is pro se. She's here for readiness.
All right, Ms. Alcantara, come on up.
And Your Honor, this is a case where my office has been working with defendant for license reinstatement. Ultimately hoping to result in a dismissal. It's a multi-state issue. She is asking for more time. My office is fine with that. It does appear to be a little bit of a confusion between two states getting together and talking.
Okay.
So through, I think, no fault of her own, we need additional time to resolve this.
Okay.
She wants to come back in June. I've handed her a waiver of speedy trial. She's been through this before with
Okay.
this court. And I just asked her to hand that up to you and go through it with you. And I think she has a proposed return date of June 22nd.
Okay.
You can hand it.
Do
Emily,
you
you
have
can hand
the
it.
waiver? Did you have a chance to read through this document?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, you have the right, constitutional right to a speedy trial, meaning that you would have to take your case to trial within 60 days of the day of your arraignment or the last time you waived speedy. If you're in custody, it's 90 days if you're out of custody. The proposal is to set this over to, it sounds like June 22nd.
Correct.
And in order to do that, you'd need to waive. Do you feel comfortable waiving your right to a speedy trial with a commencement date of June 22nd? Should give the city 90 days from that date to have your case taken to trial.
I do.
Okay. All right, and finding your waiver is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. All right, all other release conditions remain as set. We'll see you back here June 22nd at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who else do we have here for, I'm assuming review? Is anyone here for court? Yeah, what's your name? What's your last name?
What's your mitigation?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we have some mitigation folks here now.
All right, why don't you take a seat? We'll get you called up in just a little bit.
Awesome.
All right, anyone here for a compliance review or pro se?
Brandon?
Sure, what's your name? All right, come on up. All right, please state your name
Brandon Woodards,
and what's your date of birth?
8/12/82.
All right, you are making first appearance and arraignment on one count of driving while suspended in the 3rd degree. That's a simple misdemeanor, carries a maximum sentence of 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Since you've been charged with that crime, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at public expense. Would you like to go through a financial screening to see if you qualify for court-appointed counsel?
Yes.
Okay.
please.
Are you currently receiving any sort of state assistance benefits like food stamps, disability, TANF?
No, I'm not.
Okay, do you have a job?
I just lost my job.
Okay. What is your source of income?
Right, as of right now, I don't have any. I'm gonna try and, I have to apply for, unemployment. But I was just getting it because I was, laid off temporarily and then went back to work for a few months.
Mhm.
And then lost my job. So, and I don't know if I don't think I have anything left in unemployment right now. So I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. with that.
Okay. Are there any other sources of income within your household?
Well, my girlfriend, she's supposed to start a job, but she hasn't started yet, and I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with it. They keep pushing back her start date. I don't know.
Do you have any other income streams or assets?
Vehicle, that's it.
Okay.
No bank account at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint counsel to your case, and it looks like you have significant outstanding balances on a whole bunch of cases. And it doesn't sound like you have a current income stream or assets that could be liquidated to pay legal costs. So I will appoint counsel to represent you. So we will appoint and yes. Would we be appointing Angela or?
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so your attorney is gonna be Angela Ingstrom.
Okay.
She's not present this afternoon. She was here this morning. But we can certainly go forward with your arraignment today if you'd like to enter a plea of not guilty. And then in between now and your next court date, you can talk with Ms. Ingstrom about how you'd like to move forward. So do you feel comfortable going forward with arraignment today?
Yes, sure.
All right, Lynn, would you like to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Plea of not guilty will be entered. Probable cause has been established. Your next court date is going to be April 27th. That'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Ms. Carmi, any requests for release conditions?
Just standard, with a caveat of no driving without a valid license or insurance, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Woodards, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. While you are out, you're not to drive without a valid license and insurance, and you're to remain law abiding.
Okay.
Okay. step over there. Anyone else here for a review or for a court date, not a traffic infraction? We'll deal with those in just a little bit. You guys are both here for traffic infractions. Okay.
I think online I printed it, I believe there's two that are on the sentence.
Okay.
So, Jeremy and Langdon.
All right, there's someone signed in as Denise Ortiz. Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, here.
Are you Denise Ortiz?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, that's also mitigated.
Okay, all right, we'll call your case in a little bit. Christian Langevin, are you on the Zoom?
Yeah.
All right, there's someone sitting in as Denise Ortiz. All right, so Mr. Langevin, you're here appearing today for a compliance review. The notes I have indicate that you have not completed your 2-day defensive driving class.
Yeah, I'm saving up all the money so I can get it done all at once.
Okay, when do you plan on getting that done?
I can have it all done within 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
And Your Honor, in this case, it was originally a stay. My office had filed a show cause. As a result of that, the prior public defender, Mr. Campbell, was reassigned. We agreed to a stay extension through today for him to get those things done. The stay does end today. Originally, my request was going to be essentially because it ends today, Mr. Langevin will have to be revoked and sentenced. However, I understand it may be more beneficial to reassign Mr. Campbell. However, I believe the only way my office could agree to that is if the defendant agrees to again extend his stay, allowing the court more jurisdiction on this case, which I think in turn may also benefit him if he can get it done before I formally move to revoke.
Okay. So Mr. Langevin, did you hear everything Ms. Carmi just said?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's willing to give you one last chance, which is a pretty big break. If you're willing to extend the court's jurisdiction over your case for an additional 30 days, 2 months.
Yeah, can we do the 45 days? I think that's a
45
good
days.
compromise.
Sure. So we'll extend it 45 days and you are consenting to the court having further jurisdiction over your case for that additional length of time? Okay. So Mr. Langevin, I'm looking at a document here. It says that this class that you need to complete to get your stay completed costs $60.
Okay.
That's not a lot of money. So
No.
you need to get this done.
Okay.
Your Honor, he still owes part of the fee.
Yeah, he does have a stay balance as
Okay.
well.
And that's in addition to the 680 that you owe in cost for the stay.
Yep.
Okay, so it's very important that you get these costs paid and that you get the case, the class completed. Otherwise, the stay is going to be revoked and you're going to have this conviction on your record.
Okay.
And would Your Honor be willing to entertain reassigning Mr. Campbell so that if we hit that 45 days, we would be in a position to request a jail sanction?
Yes. And what would be a good court date 45 days out?
If we see Mr. Campbell's name as well. So we're looking at late April, 1st of May. I have Mr. Campbell here on May 25th or on June 1st.
May 25th?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, Mr. Langevin, your next court date is May 25th at 1:30. I've noted that this is your last chance extension to get the class done and pay your fees.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Langevin, what is a good phone number for you right now so we can contact you?
As of right now, we can try 503 737 5903.
Is there an email that you have good access to if the phone doesn't work?
Yep.
What's your email?
LANECJ215 @gmail.com.
Can you say that one more time?
LANE Lane CJ215.
Okay. Yeah, at gmail.com.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Once again, last chance set over.
All right. Thank you.
It looks like Ms. Jess Gearney is still connecting to audio.
Yeah. Ms. Giorni, are you, can you please connect to audio? You see that function on your Zoom?
Oh, there's something changing.
Okay, well.
Oh, there she is.
Oh. All right, Miss Giorni, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you are on today for a compliance review. It looks like you were terminated from work crew. You have 2 days of work crew left outstanding.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and yes, Ms. Carmi, what's the city's position?
Your Honor, in this case,
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
can you
Okay,
turn off your
so,
YouTube?
we're on
Okay.
today for a compliance review.
Okay.
It looks like you were terminated from work.
Okay, so I turned off the YouTube. Okay, can you
Okay.
hear me now? Okay.
Yes. Your Honor, this case was pled out in the fall of 2020, and there's between FTAs and reassignments of work crew. Here we are still waiting for 2 days of work crew. The city's at the last November 23rd appearance, judge did reassign this as last chance. Frankly, the city would be proposing those 2 days be converted to a jail sanction today. If the court's preference would be to assign counsel and set this out, we would be asking for 4 days of work crew to be completed, 2 days with a 2-day sanction.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Giorni, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. The reason why I'm appointing an attorney to represent you is so that they can appear with you at your next court date. If you haven't done 4 days of work crew by your next court date, you're going to serve that time in custody.
Yes, Your Honor.
Should we appoint? Miss Ingstrom. All right, we're going to appoint attorney Angela Ingstrom to represent you. Okay, so just Skirney, your next court date's gonna be April 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
April 27th.
April 27th. I've noted on this piece of paper, 2 days work crew reassigned plus a 2-day work crew penalty, 4 days total. If not completed on April 27th, defendant will sit out the sentence in custody. That's pretty clear instructions, right?
Yes, ma'am. Can I say one thing? The reason the work crew wasn't completed is I had surgery on my foot and my recovery has been just short of proper or whatever, however they put it. So that's not a problem. The 4 days, it just has been slow recovery. That's the reasons that I've been able to. But I have done community service work in my community. I don't know if and that wasn't an option at that point or whatever. So, but I have documentation from my community coordinator where I live and stuff. So I don't know if that counts as anything or not. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, okay. The court administration was just talking to us about if you are not medically able to do work release, then we would need a release from you for that. Are you medically able to do it now?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Carol, is that, we wouldn't need it if she can do it now, right?
Is she still under doctor's orders or going back?
Do you have, Ms. Jaskerny, do you have any current medical restrictions, like limitations on what you can physically do?
No, not at this point, not anymore, no.
Okay, then 4 days of
So
work I request, Your Honor.
Okay. Sounds like we're all on the same page.
Okay, do I wait for my attorney to call, or do I call the battleground to get the work crew set up then?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
She have that number?
Do you have the number or do you need us to give it to you?
That better just to be safe. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Is that
360-798-2703.
2702.
2073?
703.
All right, did you get that phone number?
I believe so. 798-2703.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Am I okay to sign off then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right. I can send mitigations.
And while you were doing that, I'll go through requests on the criminal. So I need to stand.
Okay, did I have an Isaiah in the courtroom? All right, come on up. All right, can you please state your name
Isaiah Sitower,
and what's your date of birth?
May 7th, 2005.
Okay, so you're appearing today on an infraction, failure to renew expired registration,
Yes.
greater than 2 months. You've requested a mitigation hearing, which is essentially where you are admitting that you committed the infraction, but you're asking me to reduce the fine. I do need to let you know that you are eligible for the deferred findings program, which is a program where if you agree to pay $150 and don't get any further traffic tickets within the next year, I believe it is, this would get dismissed off your record. Is that a program that you would like to do?
Preferably not.
Okay. This is a $237 ticket. You know, farthest I could reduce it down is 190, which is still more expensive than doing deferred findings, and deferred findings would get it off your record.
I mean, if that would be the best way to go, then
Yeah, I mean, it's probably what I would do if I was in your situation. But you know, I can't make that decision for you.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that'd be the best bet. So I guess I'd go with the program.
Okay, all right. So we will enter you into the deferred findings. You'll have to pay $150.
We have to pay that by today.
No.
Okay.
Carol, is it usually within,
Within 2 weeks, 30 days, that we ask them.
yeah, so within the next month, if that's possible.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you can step over there. Sir, did you say your name's Caden Hole? All right, come on up. All right, can you please state your name for the record
Caden Hall,
and your date of birth?
11/22/02.
All right, so Mr. Hole, you're appearing today on an infraction of negligent driving in the second degree. You've asked for a mitigation hearing, which is essentially where you admit that you committed the infraction, but you're asking me to reduce the fine. You are also eligible for deferred findings. You know, you just heard my explanation to the other gentleman, so the $150. You pay that, stay out of trouble for a year. To get dismissed off your record. Obviously, a negligent driving in the second degree is a pretty stiff fine. So is that the route that you'd like to go?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, can you step over there? We'll get you taken care of. All right, and Denise Ortiz.
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Ortiz, can you please state your full name?
Denise Ortiz. Brizuela.
And what is your date of birth?
September 2nd, 2005.
All right, so you are appearing on an infraction today. The charge is speeding within a school zone. With a fine of $387. So you just heard me describe a program called deferred findings to the two other gentlemen that came before you. So deferred findings, if you pay $150, don't commit any other traffic infractions in the next year, this would get dismissed off your record. Is that a program that you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I think I'll be doing that.
Okay. All right, get that cost paid within the next 30 days.
Okay. And do I just pay that online?
Yeah, you can pay it online.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, they'll send you payment information for the website.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, do you want to call these warrants?
Yes, and I did confirm that Mr. Foley is wanting to transfer William Vaughn to mitigation instead of contested. So I believe he'll be showing up on Zoom shortly.
Okay.
Yes, so Going back to arraignments, I have Katia Valentine. Ms. Valentine, we've been trying to get her appearance here since December 15th. I believe this is the third attempt. She has quashed warrants and then failed to appear. This is a situation where I need her to appear because there is a formal harassment NCO that we're requesting on behalf of the victim, who desperately wants it in place. And so we are going to ask for a warrant to issue in the amount of $2,500, given the nature of the charge and her continued failures to appear.
Okay. All right, so Katia Valentine, she's not present in the courtroom. She's not present on Zoom. Her name has been called in the morning session and now in the afternoon session. She was ordered to appear today at March 16th at 8:30. At this time, she's failed to appear. I'll authorize a $2,500 warrant.
And then Mr. Conrad Garcia is a stay compliance review who has failed to appear and has failed to comply. We would ask for a warrant to issue in the standard amount. We would ask that, well, strike that. We're not asking for a further court date because of the warrant, but just to note for the court's record that my office will be filing a show cause.
Okay. All right, so Conrad Garcia. He was ordered to appear today at 1:35 p.m. for a review of his stay compliance for failing to do work crew, failing to do a defensive driving class. Conrad Garcia is not present in the courtroom. He's not present on Zoom. At this time, he has failed to appear. I'll authorize a $1,000 warrant.
And then, Your Honor, we have Mr. Potch, a very similar situation as Mr. Garcia. He's on for stay compliance review, has not complied in any manner with his stay in the first 3 months of that stay. We would ask for a similar $1,000 warrant to issue. We'd also note for the court record that we will be filing a show cause motion.
Okay. So Mr. Potch?
I believe so.
Was ordered to appear today, March 16th at 1:35 p.m. He is not present in the courtroom. He is not present on Zoom. At this time, he has failed to appear. I'll authorize a $1,000 bench warrant.
And those are all the non-appearances I had.
Now we're just down to the mitigated Yuzkowski, William Yuzkowski, and Mr. Foley's client.
Okay.
We reached out to Alex Yuzkowski, and he said this was not a conflict.
Okay. There's a lot of Yuzkowskis in this area.
A lot
I've
of
noticed.
Yuzkowskis.
I feel like once a month I'm contacting Alex to ask if it's a conflict for this court.
All right, Mr. Foley, do we have you?
Yes. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. And are we expecting your client to appear?
No, Your Honor, and actually I've been communicating with Ms. Carmi and we're just going to ask for mitigation on this.
Okay. So, he was cited for speeding 7 over the limit. It looks like he does have a CDL. So what I can do is I can mitigate this 145 ticket to $120.
Is it possible to go any lower than that, Your Honor? He was very cooperative with the officer and I think he noted that in the report.
I agree. I think my hands are a little tied because he does have a CDL.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a maximum, then yeah, whatever the maximum amount you can do would be appreciated.
All right, I'll bump it down to 120.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Mr.
Carmi.
Foley.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay, and then I guess last person is William Uskowski. He requested a mitigation hearing. I believe it was scheduled for today at. Let's see, was that at 2:30 today?
That's what my notes show.
Yes. Okay. 2:30. So William Uskowski is not present in the courtroom. He's not present on Zoom. So I'm going to find the infractions committed.
Yeah. We'll send it to Clark. And-
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. I think that's all that there would be. Yeah. I thought you meant like the whole file. I was like, wait, what? It's right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, logging out.